weapons against protesters down under?
Well, they've seemed to keep evading that question, Stu. However, an official spokesperson for the ACT police has said the ACT police has deployed several types of loudspeakers and amplification devices to quickly and effectively convey voice messages to large and often loud crowds of people during the recent protest activity in Canberra. The LRADs were only used to convey spoken word messages. The alert function was not used. Now, why would you need such a powerful device for 10,000 people? What they claim is a maximum of 10,000 people, Stu. The Australian Federal Police are lying to the Australian media and the public that only 10,000 people turned up.
I saw the questioning happening via Zoom, of course, by the senator there, who was very bravely asking about this and insisted that there was an answer provided. And whoever the spokesperson is there for the federal police in Australia was saying that he was going to take this on notice. He did not want to answer the question as to whether or not the LRAD was used. And that's because it was used, because they're lying, just like they're lying about the crowd sizes. How many people do you estimate were actually there, despite the fact that they're saying only 10,000 people showed up?
Organisers claim that potentially over 500,000 actually turned up. We did hear reports of police stating that over 1 million vehicles entered Canberra. It could be more, Stu. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on crowd sizes, but when you look at the footage of the protest, that is far more than 10,000 people.
Okay, so you were there. Did you witness any of these people having any ailments, any health problems, any medical issues?
I thought it was very strange, Stu, because I noticed people with blisters and marks on their faces. And of course, the Australian sun is very harsh. So maybe some of that was sunburn. But since then, what I've done is put out a message in my Telegram, which is about 30,000 people, for people to report to me what sort of symptoms they've been having thereafter. We've got reports of severe burns, blistered lips that are cracked and bleeding, fatigue that has persisted into the week. We're now on Thursday. This was on Saturday. Children that have been sleeping all day. Children don't usually sleep all day. You normally struggle to put them to sleep. Vomiting, bleeding noses, tinnitus, hearing loss, swollen eyes. I can accept that perhaps there would be a few people that may have sunstroke, but hundreds, and we're talking hundreds of respondents. And I've got photos of people with blistered lips, that people that say that were wearing SPF 50 sunscreen, had a hat on, sitting under an umbrella, still experiencing all of these symptoms. Is it possible that there were other weapons deployed on the day that we're not aware of, some sort of radiation? I don't think LRADs are able to cause these types of symptoms.
What about the disruption of the cell phones and broadcasting, citizen journalists making these claims? Were you able to broadcast?
No, I actually wasn't. I had no service, and I'm with the best service provider that we have here in Australia. It's not happened to me to this extent at a protest before. I did actually see some footage of an EMF reader showing an RF reading of 20,000. Now, the safe levels are normally up to 300 at one of the campsites. It's possible that the blockage of the cell phone signals has caused the phones to try and gain a signal, which causes further radiation. And this is actually what's injured these people. It's also possible that the police have used another weapon that we're not aware of, Stu.
I just wouldn't put it past them. I can't believe that I'm hearing these things. What a beautiful country that's just being ravaged by these savage animals and demonic Satanists that just want to kill everything in the name of this World Economic Forum Great Reset. It's absolutely astonishing to me. Beautiful country, and thank you for all of your bravery and everything that you're doing down there. Are the protests going to continue? I've got about a minute left here, and I just want to ask you. So, like, what's the plan next? I mean, our citizens, 500,000 people. Does that shock you? Because previously in your appearances here, you have said that largely the continent, the country is kind of asleep and they don't really know what's going on, and that you've had to wake a lot of people up. Has Z Media been responsible for waking up 500,000 people?
Well, I'm a contributor to that, certainly. There's a lot of other people doing great work, but I think people came from all over the country. People traveled days, hours. I met people from all the way at the top of Queensland coming to Canberra, people from Western Australia. We're talking, hours and hours of driving. So I think they are planning on returning. There is a notice at the moment, a list of demands that was made to the government. We're still waiting to hear back from this. These are those protesters I told you about last time who entered Parliament. We're still waiting to hear back on that. There are multiple movements happening at the same time. Australia is actually fighting very hard, Stu, and they do plan on returning again in March for a
Good.
huge protest. And still some people are in Canberra camping.
Good. I hope they stay. I hope they never go anywhere until this is completely done and eradicated, and the people that are responsible for this are indicted, tried, and fried. Maria Z, thank you so much for your honest and brave reporting. We appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you, Stu. God bless you.